Okay. So, if we recall our previous session, then in previous session we have discussed systems where we are having more number of masses and string elements, though the system was single degree of freedom system because both the masses displacement that is uh, represented by a combined coordinate system. Means we are having one linear string mass system, we are having one rotary string mass system, right? But both are linked by radius of here. So that type of system they are called as single degree of freedom system because two coordinates but they are dependent coordinates. That's why they are considered as a single degree of freedom system. And we have seen we can represent equivalent mass of entire system and equivalent stiffness of entire system. And we know if single string mass system is there, then the natural frequency equation is square root k by m. So if you are having more number of masses and string element in any system, but still if the system is single degree of freedom, then you should find out equivalent stiffness of entire system and equivalent mass of entire system, and then after simply put k, just take ratio of k equivalent and m equivalent and take square root of that. Then that will give us natural frequency of system, right? So in today's session also, we are going to discuss similar system. Let me show you actual system diagram. So first of all, we are talking about problems based on multiple masses but single degree of freedom, undamped. We are not considering damping, right? Undamped free vibration. So in previous session we have discussed how to solve this type of problems. So now we are taking one new system where we have one pulley, for example, this is pulley, right? And it is its center is attached to some hinge support, and radius of this pulley is small r, and mass of this pulley is capital R, capital N, right? Now, what we are assuming, we are considering one rope whose one end is free, and this rope is wound over this pulley, and then there is a gravity force, right? And here we have one mass at the free end of this straight, which I call small m, right? So this is actual system. So in this system, this rope that is having some stiffness k, right? So let me represent this system in mathematical model. Then as we know, in mathematical model to represent stiffness element or the flexible element we use spring, right? So same I am doing here. I'm drawing mathematical model. So again I am drawing this pulley n with mass capital N. This is uh, center connected to T. This is radius. And now I am assuming this rope as a spring element because that is giving restoration, right? And I call stiffness K for this spring. And now we round over this pulley, and then after we have one free mass which is called as small m, right? And this is capital M. Now, how vibration take place, how free vibration take place in this system. For example, if we give if we pull this mass small m down by distance x, then due to this what happens? This pulley that will rotate by some angle from this position to, for example, this position. So it will rotate by angle theta, for example, due to x displacement, and we assume there is no slip between this tape and this pulley surface, right? There we have a strong friction, so there is no slip take place between these two. So x, due to the x movement of the small m, this pulley that will rotate by angle theta, right? And then after, if I release, if this is deflected by theta, then this spring is expanded by same distance x. Am I right? So this spring will elongate by same distance small x, because this mass is moved by small distance x, right? So as I pull this down, this spring will elongate and this pulley that will rotate. Okay. After this, if I release this, then what happens? Due to the elastic nature of this spring element, this mass will again try to move up, and this pulley will oscillate to and fro, and this mass oscillates up and down. So this is what called as a free vibration, right? So this I call mathematical model of this pulley system. So we have one pulley system, and now using this stiffness element, we have represented mathematical model of that, right? Okay. Now my requirement is to find out equation for natural frequency for this system. First of all, let me tell you, we are talking about single degree of freedom system. The reason is, if you move this mass, small m mass, by distance small x, then this pulley rotated by angle theta. But how much this theta angle rotated by this pulley? That we can clearly see that angle theta is equals to this arc length covered is nothing but equals to x. It's x by r, right? And in this way, this theta and x, they are linked coordinates. That's why it is called a single degree of freedom system, because these two are not independent. They are dependent through radius of this pulley, small r, right? So I hope it is clear why we are calling this type of system a single degree of freedom system. Still we are having two masses, but yet we are calling this as a single degree of freedom system, right? Because they are linked by radius r. Okay. Now we are interested to find out natural frequency, right? So far we learned two approaches. One is Newton's approach and second is energy approach. So let me first of all go for Newton's approach. See, let me tell you first of all, for solution of this type of complex system, energy approach is good, but to demonstrate that, first we'll derive natural frequency equation using Newton's approach, and then same we will do using energy approach. And then you will see how energy approach is handy to solve this type of problem, right? So first we are going for Newton's approach. So as per Newton's approach, we have already performed first step. We have drawn mathematical model. Now after drawing mathematical model, next is to draw free body diagram. Now if you look here, we are having two masses. So we need to go for two free body diagrams, right? So let me first of all draw free body diagram of this small mass m. So now we are drawing free body diagram. Free body diagram. So first of all, free body diagram of small mass m. I'm not considering gravity acceleration, because in previous sessions we have already discussed gravity acceleration is already overcome by initial deflection of spring k. So that's why we are ignoring this. Now what we are doing, we are moving this mass downward, right? So acceleration force will be mx double dot downward. But this thread, this spring, this thread is having spring element, stiffness element, so that will not allow this deflection. So this will produce opposite tension. So let me call this T is nothing but opposite force given by this thread, this stiff, this stiffness element, right? So this is, we can say, free body diagram of small m mass. Now look into this. Now apply Newton's second law. on this free body diagram, then what we get? Mx double dot is equals to all the external forces. So we have only one external force, which is tension in this shade, and direction of T is opposite to Mx double dot. They have considered Mx double dot as positive, so we need to consider opposite direction to that as a negative. So this is our equation from this free body diagram, right? Okay. Now next we draw free body diagram of second system, this pulley mass. So if I draw free body diagram of this pulley, this is N, and this is N. Now see, as per Newton's third law, if T is here, if T is upward, then on this pulley, equal and opposite pull will be present, right? So I can draw this direction of T. So equal and opposite forces on same element, right? So that is what represented here. Okay. Now on this side, what we have, if I pull this mass downward, then this will try to rotate in this direction, right? In the counterclockwise direction. Then we have inertial torque in this direction, which is I theta double dot, because we have considered theta coordinate for rotation of this pulley. So I theta double dot is same, is in the direction of x, right? But this spring will not allow that. This spring will not allow this rotation in theta direction. So that will give the opposite spring force. Now opposite spring force is K into deflection. So how much deflection of spring? Spring is elongated by same distance x. So this mass is moved by x. Then this spring is also displaced by x or elongated by x distance. So I get Kx is nothing but spring force. Right? Now let me apply. This is free body diagram of pulley system. So if now we apply Newton's second law on this diagram, then I theta double dot, that is the inertial torque. Now it's a rotating system. So I theta double dot is the inertial torque. So I theta double dot is equals to, now two external torques, T into radius, which is small r. So T into r, that is one torque in the same direction as the I theta double dot. So T r will be positive, because direction of Tr is same as I theta double dot. But if you look kx is the spring force. So force into distance, again torque. But now this kxr, that is in opposite direction to I theta double dot. So I need to consider negative kx radius r, right? So this is equation, motion equation for this pulley based on Newton's second law, right? Now,
સર આર
yes,
આર બંને બાજુ કન્સિડર કરવાનો,
r
આર બંને બાજુ કન્સિડર કરવાનો, એટલે ટી બાજુ બી ને kx બાજુ બી.
yes, because see, this I theta double dot, this I theta double dot is a torque. Whenever we talk about rotating system, then force is replaced by torque. It's an analogy, right? If you look here, this inertial torque is represented by I theta double dot. If you look here, it is represented by I theta double dot, because it's a rotating system, and same is represented by mx double dot, because it's a linear system. So m is replaced by I, x is replaced by theta. So similarly, force is replaced by torque. So here we need to consider torque. That's why T is the force, then T into R, that is the torque. Similarly, Kx is the spring force. So Kx into R, that is again torque. So we need to consider R, because we are talking about torque, not force.
Okay.
So that's why we are considering torque here. So please remember, whenever you get any rotating system, you need to consider torque in the Newton's second law, because you are talking about a torque equilibrium. So I theta double dot is the inertial torque. Here mx double dot is the inertial force. Here inertial torque, right? Okay. Now, if you look, as we have discussed, it's a combined system, right? let me represent this T. This T and this T both are same. So can I replace this T here? Because T is equals to minus mx double dot I can write here. Okay, so I'm doing same thing. I'm writing now. From this equation, T is equals to minus mx double dot. So let us put this T is equals to minus mx double dot. So I theta double dot is equals to minus mx double dot. I'm putting value of capital T into R as it is. Minus k x r, right? Now take this negative terms on left side, then we get I theta double dot plus mr x double dot plus krx is equal to 0, right? Now please remember, in the previous session we have already discussed, we need to write now this equation in any one coordinate, either x coordinate or in theta coordinate, right? So suppose if we want to represent this entire system by linear coordinate, not the rotating coordinate, then theta is to be replaced by x by r as per this equation. So it's a theta double dot, right? So theta double dot can be represented by x double dot by r. So I'm doing same thing here. I theta double dot is x double dot by r, right? Plus n r x double dot plus k r x is equal to 0, right? Now this x double dot acceleration is common in both, so let me write this I by r plus n r x double dot plus k r x is equal to 0. Now suppose if I want to write this in simple harmonic equation form, then please Karthik, can you tell me what to do next after getting this?
What, sir?
Yes, what would be our next step? What is our simple harmonic motion equation? Can you repeat? Equation of simple harmonic motion is?
Yes, sir. X double dot
Yes.
plus omega n square
Yes, omega n square into x is equals to 0. Now we want to write this equation in simple harmonic motion equation. So as per simple harmonic motion equation, acceleration का multiplication 1 होता है. अब यहाँ पे तो ये पूरा ब्रैकेट है, तो हमें क्या करना पड़ेगा? We need to divide this entire equation by this bracket.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so our next equation will be x double dot plus kr. हमने ये पूरे ब्रैकेट से डिवाइड किया है, then I by r, I hope it is visible, I by r plus mr into x is equal to 0. तो ये पूरा ब्रैकेट हमें क्या दिखा रहा है?
Omega n square.
Yes, it's a omega n square. So let me write here now. So this is what representing as omega n square. So omega n square is equals to kr by I by r plus mr, right? Now omega n is equals to square root k by r, I by r plus mr, right? So if you look here, we have only one string element, so this is k equivalent. Here we are having two masses, so this is m equivalent. So you can clearly see k equivalent divided by m equivalent. That is what the natural frequency of string mass system. So same is here, right? Now if I do more simplification and I wish to the final value, because we don't know what is I, we know what is mass of this pulley, that is capital N. Now I is representing mass moment of inertia of fluid. So for any rotating object or the circular object, mass moment of inertia equation is 1/2 mass into radius square. So mass of this pulley is capital M, so capital M. Radius of this pulley is R, so dot R square. So this is what equation of I for circular object, circular or the disc type of object or the cylindrical geometry. So let me write here the same value. Then what we get? I replace this I here. So देखो एक R and R. One R is cancel out. This R and this one R is cancel out. ये 2 नीचे से ऊपर जाएगा. Then equation of omega n is equals to square root 2k divided by this is capital M into R, एक R रह गया, plus small m into R. अब R कॉमन निकलेगा और यहाँ ऊपर R है, तो वो कैंसिल हो जाएगा. Then this is our final equation of natural frequency for this given system. I hope it is clear, Karthik.
Sir.
Yeah. So omega n is equal to square root 2k by capital N plus small n. This is the natural frequency equation, right? Now, sorry, I have made one mistake. This 2 is here only. Let me write it separately. This will help. If you look, in omega n equation, let me write it first of all as it is. It's a kr I by r plus mr, right? Now I replace here I is equals to 1/2 mr square. Okay, so if you do that, kr in bracket I is equals to 1/2 mr square. We have already one small r as a denominator plus small
Sir,
r
can you
n.
put slightly upside?
Yeah.
Bit. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, fine.
Yes, sir.
So what I did here, I just replaced this I value. This I value is in this equation. So we got this, right? Now if you look, 1 R is cancel out, right? Then the next step is small r is common in both, so I take common. So kr. Now if I want to take 2 as common, then 1 by 2, then I get here capital M R plus, if I take 2 common, then here I get 2 mr, right? Now next will be this 2 will go up to 2k. Now see, this r is common, so if I take common, then that r and this r will cancel out. So now your final equation is 2k by capital N plus 2m, right? So this is natural frequency equation for this natural frequency equation for this system, right? Okay. Now let us do same by energy approach. So we are doing same using energy approach now. So now you will see how easy it is to solve this type of problem using energy approach. So we are taking same system here. This is our system. Now, as per the energy approach, let us write kinetic energy plus potential energy is equal to constant, right? Now, how much is the kinetic energy? As we are having two masses, so two kinetic energies are there, one for linear mass and second is for this rotating mass. So let me write kinetic energy equation first of all for linear mass. So I consider this small m is displaced by x distance then velocity of linear mass is 1 half mx dot square, velocity square, right? Plus now rotating velocity, rotating kinetic energy of this circular disc. So 1 half, now m is replaced by I, mass moment of inertia of this disc, into rotating velocity. So theta dot square. Am I right, Karthik? So these are the kinetic energy, two kinetic energies, because we are having two masses. So that's why we have written these two kinetic energies. I hope it is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Plus now potential energy. We have only one spring. Then potential energy equation is 1 half K stiffness into displacement square. So if this small m is displaced by x, then the spring is also elongated by same distance x. Then I write here x square is equals to constant. Right? Now again, after getting this equation, our next step is to write entire equation in any one coordinate. Okay? So let us write again this theta in x coordinate. So as per this equation, theta dot should be written as x dot by r. So let me do that. 1 half mx dot square plus 1 half I in bracket x by r, x dot by r, theta dot is written by x dot by r whole square plus 1 half kx square is equal to constant. Fine. So now we got this equation. Now x dot square, here x dot square, let me take it common. So 1 half is also common in both. Now m plus I by 2r square in bracket x dot square. This is what we got after taking 1 half as a common and x dot square as a common. So I by 2, sorry, there is no 2, m plus I by r square, right? Because we have taken 1 half as a common. Okay, so we got this equation. Now plus 1 half kx square is equal to constant. This is as it is. Now if you look, please remember, this is 1 half m x dot square. So you can see this bracket is representing n equivalent mass of entire system, rotating mass as well as linear mass, right? But now what we need to do next as per energy approach? Karthik, will you please tell me what to do next as per energy approach? We got this equation.
Differentiate.
Yes?
Differentiate करना.
Yes, exactly. We need to differentiate this with respect to time. Okay? So we do same. Now 1 half. This bracket, this mass is constant. So we write as it is, small m plus I by r square. Now differentiation of x dot square, that is 2 x dot is to 1, x dot is again differentiated, then x double dot, right? So this is over plus 1 half k x square differentiation is 2x, x is again differentiated, then x dot is equal to constant is 0. Differentiation of constant is 0, right? Now if you look in this equation, I take 2, 2, this 2, this 2, this 2 and this 2, that is cancel out. Now if you look, this x dot is common, I take common, move it on right side, then that becomes 0. Now our final equation is n plus, let me write this I. What is the equation of I? 1 half capital M, because that is the mass of pulley, and radius square, right? So I have written this I equation here, and r square is as it is as a numerator, and this is x double dot plus kx is equal to 0, right? Now r square, that cancel out, right? So r square is cancelled out. Now our final equation is, if you take LCM, then 2, above that we have 2m plus capital M, right? And this is x double dot plus kx is equal to 0. Now our next step is to make simple harmonic motion equation. So I need to divide this entire equation by this bracket. When you divide this entire equation by this bracket, then we get, finally, writing here, we get x double dot plus k by this entire bracket, that is 2 small m plus capital M by 2 x is equal to 0. Now if you look again, this is representing omega n square. So let us write omega n square. Omega n square is equal to, now 2 will go up, so this becomes 2k by 2 small m plus capital M, right? So what is the equation of nature frequency now? Take square root, that is 2k by 2n plus capital M, right? So if you look, same we got here by Newton's approach, and now it is by energy approach. So you can see here, this is by Newton's approach and this is by energy approach. So we got same equation, right? But which way is easy to get nature frequency equation? I would say energy principle is easy compared to Newton's principle. Is it right, Karthik?
Yes, sir.
Which way you prefer now? This energy approach or Newton's approach?
Energy approach, sir.
Yeah, because it is very easy. We need to just write this in terms of energies only. We need not to take care of coordinates, their direction. Because if you see here, whenever you apply Newton's approach, you need to take more care about free body diagram. And in free body diagram, you need to consider directions as well. So it is little bit tricky to use Newton's approach in this type of system, right? But better understanding can you get from Newton's approach. Newton approach actually explains the entire physics of system. But to solve nature frequency equation, energy approach is good. But for proper understanding, better understanding, Newton's approach is good. Okay? So in this way, in remaining problems, first we go for energy approach because it is very easy to solve. So that is what we have seen in today's session.